reality radio, everyone is a star.
Shining star for you to see what your life can truly be.
On your smooth soul and R&B station. On the World Wide Web. In Touch Radio.
We're here with y'all today. Yes, we are.
Good morning. This is Andre Hill and LaTasha Oliver. We have a special guest and Michael Forgap. This is Straight Talk Radio, Straight Talk Morning Show. Good morning, everybody. How are you, LaTasha?
Oh, I'm great. I am absolutely great this morning.
All right. So, we have, this is our very special guest because this man is an alchemist, and when you understand the formulas of the universe and how to arrange them so that they can heal, and that's a skill, a wonderful skill.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right. So this morning, late last night, I posted on Facebook that we're going to talk about ED. And, Michael is Best Deal Pharmacy, and he has all of the everything that you need. And he is a black Aboriginal from Cameroon. And so what we are focusing on is recirculating that dollar in our community, because this man, he spends money. He keeps the show on the air. And this is what we do. This is how we roll, because, black enterprise is a beautiful thing. This is how we're going to build economies, build schools, build a future for our children when we spend money with the people that support us, who recirculate that money.
Exactly.
So, so the touching subject of today is ED.
I don't even know why I'm here. I'm like, what?
Wait, so one day you might have an old boyfriend like me, and his equipment, his pipes are all crusted. It's just like a car, and when the pipes corrode,
This just doesn't even sound appealing to me.
Hey, Andre, it's not just about old people.
Oh, not just old people?
That's something that a lot of people, they miss.
The what now?
No, it's not just about old people. You just made a statement. You'll be very surprised with the lifestyle that we all live today. It's very busy.
Mm-hmm.
People are very overwhelmed. There's a lot of stress.
Mm-hmm.
That has a lot of a toll on people. People too have a lot of medical conditions.
Mm-hmm.
That leads to that specific problem, the ED. So when we talk about ED, it's not just about people who have a certain age or old people, like you said. No, you'll be very surprised. The people in their 20s, the people in their 30s, the people in their 40s, it's a very big problem. And it's not one of that common problem that you'll see on the street,
right,
or you hear men tell you that's a problem, because most of the time they're very ashamed of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
But that's something that it does exist. It's big in our community too. I'm a pharmacist. I notice, I talk to them. Even before I approach the problem, it's very difficult for men to express that, but it's a problem. So it's not just for old people.
Get out of here.
He said, get out of here.
Oh, okay. So now you just blew my mind, because I'm thinking, I'm all my old time buddies are listening in this morning, and we were going to talk about how they get the hookup, to get the good prices, because Michael, he composes the actual pills if he need, based on the strength and all that sort of thing, and his prices are reasonable. So we're encouraging our listeners to tune in to and make contact with Michael, and so that we can exchange and circulate that money. So so you were talking earlier about the stress factor. We black folks, we've been stressed out for 400 years, and so now it's starting to have an effect on us all about. So exactly how does the stress contract the pipes so that they don't work that well?
Where I mean, that's like going down into the physiology. That's a whole other big chapter. I'll just talk in a very, I would say, a way that every person listening at home can understand what I'm saying. I don't want to go into the mechanism or the biology of what is leading into that, but I'm just gonna point out that when you overwork yourself, you're doing 12, 14 hours, you're tired, you have medical conditions like diabetes that has an impact on your whole function in your whole body, that might also lead to a situation like that you have in the problem with you don't have blood flow around that area. When you don't have constant blood flow around that area, what happens? You don't respond to a lot of the stimulus in your system. So at this particular moment, that can be corrected. That can be corrected. One of the ways that you can do that, either you go through a stress therapy, or there are medications out there that can help increase the circulation around that area that might favor you responding the way you want to. And that's specifically why I'm here. That there are medications out there that can help, besides all the other things.
So I have a question. So okay, the stress is a factor, and medication is a factor. So
No, yeah, medication is a factor.
right. So do you find that it's when they're dealing with stress, is it more on the stress or is it more on the medication? Or is it just a combination in
It's
general?
a combination. It's a combination. Because I mean, we are a bit different. We Even though the environment that we live in, the factors are basically more or less identical. But when once you come to individuals, it's a very relative question. The same experience that you might be facing, the same situation that you might be having in life might be a bit different from my own situation.
Right.
And the way that I'm going to respond to that might be a bit different.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, you're going to realize that people will work in a very stressful environment. You're not having good rest. You don't eat well. You don't exercise. There's a probability that you're going to have that like a problem. Yes. And then besides that, the medical conditions too that you have might also be an underlying problem that might also lead to that. So,
Okay, so any of the listeners out there, if you want to call in and ask Michael a specific question, call in at 813-444-9588. Now, Michael can be reached at Best Deal Pharmacy at 5352 North Havana Avenue. And his telephone number is 813-644-6845. Give him a call and go by and buy your drugs from Michael.
Buy
And-
your drugs.
Yeah.
buy your
Wait.
medication.
All right, so we were talking about the men problem, but then Michael, he hit me with a sidewinder. He said, "Oh, we have a screaming cream for women." I
Yeah.
said, like, what?
I know. When he said that, I was like, wait a minute. Did you say screaming cream? I'm like, wait a minute. I've not heard that one.
So and go ahead. So it's a balance because it's one thing for the man to be hooked up, but then the woman needs to be going like, well, what about me?
Hey, you can't leave the women out.
Yeah, but and that's true because most of the time, most men have. It has always been a man having a problem. It has always been a man's problem. A lot of time we all forget to think about our ladies. But at the same time, too, the science behind, the circulation around that area, there are a combination of chemicals that we can actually compound. That's going to help a lot of women, too, with that situation. There's a whole big chapter that I would really be honored if you are going to bring me back so that we can actually talk about the women's issue. It's a whole big chapter.
Oh yeah.
The hormones. When once you're in your mid 30s to 60, the premenopause, the menopause, I mean, the changes that the women are going through,
Yeah.
that too affects a lot. I don't want to talk about dryness at the moment. It's a big issue. I mean, I just had a magazine that, I mean, if you were to look, sorry, you're just going to see it. And it talks a lot about the specific problems that women too have. And once they're having that too, somebody has to, help out, try to fix some of the problems. And that's exactly what we do. In addition to the screaming.
The screaming, oh my God.
Screaming cream.
Jeez.
No, it's available. It's available. It's a prescription. We have to actually, yes, it's a prescription. If you have problems, just give me a call. I'll tell your doctor exactly what to prescribe. I'll go inside the lab and I'll make it for you.
So women can literally go to their doctor and say, hey, I want some screaming cream.
Yes. Yes.
So, this is the beauty of Michael. He's a black Aboriginal and like us. And this man, this is his passion. This is not just a money-making venture for him. He is a scientist. He analyzed the situation, will work with you and your doctor. And all of the other groups, they're pharmacists. He's a licensed, registered pharmacist. And but I don't see what I see in Michael and Best Deal Pharmacy. I don't see it in these other pharmacies. It's just like a assembly plant. You walk in, they stamp, hand you drugs. I don't see the caring that this man has. And he will talk with your doctor, and come up with a prescription, based on your lifestyle. So, give him a call at 813-644-6845. He's going to always be on the shows. And if he's not here, I'm going to be talking about it. But you want to give him a call. You want, we're in some difficult times now, and we don't need to expose our body to people that don't care about us. We need to deal with the people that loves us. And this man loves what he does, what he's doing, and he loves our people. So give him a call, 813-644-6845. And that's Best Deal Pharmacy, located at 5352 North Havana Avenue. This is right out in the area off of Hillsborough and Havana. It's just before, about 30 yards from Hillsborough, right across from the Publix and the little shopping mall. So just stop in, talk with him. Call in, get with him. Go in, set up a time. He'll meet with you, talk with you, because he wants to help people. There's a difference between just wanting to make money. I had a long talk with him, and it wasn't about money. He said, the pharmacy game is not, you don't get rich in it. It's a passion. So these are the kind of people that we want to support. People that care about us, and people that's going to spend money back in our community.
Exactly. And that brings up a good point, because normally when you go to, your general pharmacist, they're not going to take the time. I mean, you can go in and ask a question, but like you say, you can schedule an appointment and sit down and talk to you. So that's a whole nother chapter versus going into your, Walgreens, CVS or something like that. Not to call them out, but, going in there and just going to the booth and asking a simple question, and then they're going about their day.
So he already told me I can't order the screaming cream myself.
Oh, my goodness.
Because the women have to go talk to their doctor and tell them, I know Michael, and at Best Deal Pharmacy, and he's going to hook us up. And the doctor will write you a prescription, right?
Sure.
Yeah. And then y'all women, I've been women screaming all over the city.
Wow. Right here on Straight Talk, y'all.
Yes, indeed. So, well, Michael, we appreciate you coming out this morning, and you hooked me up, and I'm telling you, brothers, he will hook you up. He will work with you on the price. You can't ask for anything better. You got a black Aboriginal. He's going to hook you up. He cares about you. And your woman's going to be hollering and screaming. Trust me. I know what we talk about mine.
Too much.
Go ahead. Yeah. So tell us about the pricing structure.
No, the prices, it's pretty simple. It's a problem. We want to leave the money in the customer's pocket.
Mm-hmm.
If you like, just call all the other competitors. Ask them 100 milligram of sildenafil or tadalafil, which are the generics for the Viagra and the Cialis. Ask them what is the price. They're gonna tell you between $20 and $60. We do that less than $5.
Wow.
So don't say, hey, you cannot have a happy time because you don't want to spend $5.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So,
Happy time at a discounted price.
Man.
I'm just telling you, I just want to make everybody happy.
Hey, I think you are making a lot of people happy.
I'm telling you, man, the prices are good. You need to get with him. So, hey, Michael, we appreciate you coming out, man. We're looking forward to you to come back to talk more about how do our women get the hook up, you know, and those issues.
Yeah, no, there are a lot of stuff that we're going to talk. We're going to try to help our community, educate them, especially about their health. There are a lot of chapters that in the coming days, coming months, we'll try to,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. And, you know,
Get
it's
out.
a pleasure. It's a pleasure being here.
Thank you very much.
Call him and be sure you tell him you heard it on Straight Talk Morning
That's
Show,
right.
because that's going to make sure you get those extra discounts and good prices. So, yeah, let him know. Give him a call. Thank you very much, Michael.
Thank you.
All right, we're about to go to break.
Wake up all the teachers, time to teach a new way. Maybe then they'll listen.
Been in a car crash? Call Ricky. Don't know what to do? Ask Ricky. We will connect you with a lawyer and doctor experienced in auto accident injuries. Call Ricky at 844-361-7425. After an auto accident, you have 14 days to seek medical attention. You may be in pain, so call Ricky, ask Ricky for your best options. 844-361-7425. Call Ricky, ask Ricky is a legal and medical referral service. The lawyers in our network pay to receive referrals.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call Herman White at 961-6661. That's 961-6661.
This brutal weather that we experience every year in Florida leaves hundreds of residents needing repairs to their property. If your home has been damaged or needs remodeling, leave it to the professionals. Call Reeves Building, Plumbing, and Roofing at 813-238-6197. That's 813-238-6197. Reeves Building, Plumbing, and Roofing have been serving the community for 43 years. Reeves Building, Plumbing, and Roofing is a proud sponsor of Jazz at Miss Connie's house.
When it comes to reality radio, everyone is a star.
Shining star for you to see what your life can truly be.
On your smooth soul and R&B station. On the World Wide Web. In Touch Radio.
All right. Welcome back to Straight Talk. We are having a very interesting conversation today. So our sponsor just left, and we were talking about some things that just kind of
That's where
there
that
we go.
came from.
Scream and cream and all kinds of stuff. So now we're going to talk a little bit more about relationships, which I guess this ties right into what the last conversation was about, right?
Right into it.
So I am surrounded by three Andres today.
Andre 3000.
That's right, Andre
3K.
Oh my goodness. So we have our host, which is Andre Hill Sr. We have our co-host, which is Andre Hill Jr., which is also an astrologist. And also one of our producers as well. And then we have someone that is not a stranger to our platform anymore, Mr. Andre Polite.
He's a sweet soul.
Ooh, I like that.
What'd she say?
Sound effects.
I like that. All right. So Andre is also a speaker. He is also an author of 2 books, which is Tips and Star Seeds, as well as an entrepreneur and a spoken word artist. And he also has a podcast as well, which is Superfood for Thoughts. And I was on his show last week. We're going to continue that conversation about relationships, self-healing, and self-love. And he also has, which we're going to highlight today, an event tonight, which is his relationship forum, which is Let's Talk About It. So we'll talk about that a little bit as well. So, guys.
Yes, ma'am.
It's Tasha and the Andre show.
3,000.
What, y'all waiting on the old man to kick this
Hey,
ball
you know
off?
what? Yeah, go ahead and kick it off, because I know you're going to kick it off with something nice.
Well, I mean, relationships, you know, I'm going to deal with the historical part of it. You know, after 400 years of this crap in the United States, you know, our relationships have been on shaky grounds. And, you know, I believe all three of us Andres here, we love and appreciate our black Aboriginal females.
I hope y'all do.
You're right.
Yeah, we
Bow down.
You're right.
Bow down.
I hope y'all do.
So you're right.
Honor
Yeah.
and praise.
You know, but we have to understand that parasite, you know, one of the things that it did was focused on when you're destroying, when you want to conquer, you know, a culture.
Right.
The first thing you do, you focus on the women. You study the women, and then you find a way to infiltrate them and separate them out of their natural order.
Yes.
And so, you know, so we've been dealing with some rocky road relationships, trust issues, you know, and being that they've locked up most of the men, so now the ratio is probably 15-1. And then when you got a crew like the Andre 3000, we got even a bigger ratio. So we got to make decisions on how we're gonna handle ourselves. Y'all young boys don't know what you're talking about.
Wow.
Macaroni.
But anyway, I'm kicking it off. You know, I'm just like, I'm going through that final phase in my life where not only can I not chase after as many women as I used to, you know, so I got, you know, I'm just reaching that that state of, you know, mind. So how do I deal with women? How do I, you know, express my love, my appreciation, and that sort of thing? But go ahead, Tasha.
Go ahead, Tasha. Oh, you're going to kick it back to me.
Tasha, you got questions. We know you do.
I got questions.
You got questions.
Y'all probably have questions for me.
Yes, we do.
Junior looking like, oh, maybe.
Do it, maybe.
No, I like what Senior said. Okay, so let me just address everybody. So cause since I have three Andres sit with me, this Senior, Junior, and Dre, that's how this gonna go.
Okay.
That's how this gonna go. This is how I address y'all. Y'all already knew that though. So anyway, I like what you said about the focus being on women in the division, because you guys know that I'm really big on looking at how our women are looking at our men in today's society. You know, a lot of our black women do have a lot of anger and bitterness and things towards our black men, you know, because a lot of our black men, not making excuses for them, but a lot of our black men are, you know, abandoning families and not being there for their kids. And, you know, single women like myself are raising our kids without the father in the home, right? So when you look at that, it's, okay, what do we do about it? Stop being so mad about it and start trying to make a difference in looking at the bigger picture on how did this get started and how do we fix it? What are some things that we can be doing? Let's stop being so mad and start doing something about it, right? And that's a way to start healing our families and healing our black communities and relationships. You can't heal a relationship if we're stuck on being just mad, right? So that's where I stand. You guys know that. So I'll kick it off with that. So what you guys got to say?
I'm gonna follow up with what Senior said. You know, in terms of us, the black community, the black family, it's a divide and conquer technique that has been pretty much instilled on us for 500-600 years now. And so when you look at the prison system, America has more black men locked up in prison than China and Russia combined. You know, and that, I mean, in China and Russia, men, period. America has more black men locked up in the prison system than China and Russia combined. So when you do the math on that, like he said, it's what, a 10, 12, 15-1 ratio on women to men. So right there, we already are at a mathematical deficit, you know, and then you got to factor in the brothers who, you know, I respect and love all y'all, but a lot of us ain't doing what we supposed to do either, you know, as men, as supporters for our children. So it's a lot going on. So I think for me personally, that's why I took the initiative to create the little forum. It's a precursor to something bigger that I have in mind. But you know, we start small and crawl. But we got a lot of work to do. But like for example, tonight's show, the topics is self-love, love language, and communication. So I feel like we got to start with self-love, because if you don't love yourself, how are you going to bring that love to a relationship with somebody else?
Exactly.
So.
Exactly.
All right. Well, Junior,
I know Junior's mouth was like, I'm like, I know something's coming out.
You at the shot line. You at the foul line.
That's all good. It's all good. I'm about to be 2 for 2. So
free throws, bro.
Well, first and foremost, let me ask the two Dre's to my side here. When it comes to black women, is that our only preference? Right.
Me personally, yes.
I mean, I was expecting y'all to be like,
listen.
I know, right?
Hey, first of all, if I didn't answer that right, I might not make it off the show.
I'm sitting like I'm waiting on this answer.
If we don't answer that right, we might not walk out the booth. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm about to say, hold up now, hold up.
So
Jay put y'all on, Junior put y'all on the spot, and I'm sitting here, I'm waiting like,
That's a double-edged sword.
Correct
Cut in our
answer.
favor this time. So unanimous vote is here. We got 3 black men who we prefer and only date black women. So our focus is just that, and we have to take some serious considerations as black men collectively on how we deal with our black women in our community, specifically or importantly, just based on the information that both of y'all were talking about, the fact that the ratio is skewed a bit. So we run into the situations as black men protecting our community as we have to take care of the whole community. We can't look at it like, just because this sister has a child by someone else, she's not worth me protecting, looking after, investing in, and all of the above. So at this point, we have to make some serious cultural changes. Andre, you're already doing it. Tasha, you are involved in that. Where y'all are contributing to men's groups who are looking after single mothers and also their children, saying, hey, well, listen, we know we got these, and I mean, not just young boys, but young girls as well. They're going to need masculine black father figures in their life, period. That's what they have to see. If they don't have their immediate father, they're going to need that elder, that big brother, that uncle, that cousin that's in the community. They're saying, hey, we know what's going on, but listen, don't fret, youngin. I got your back. I love you, and we're going to make sure that you're okay. We're going to make sure that you're able to carry our legacy forward. Yeah.
All right, so I get that. All right. But now, I mean, and it's mandatory that we do that.
Right.
But the big issue right now is trust. And the trust issue still is with the unequal ratio that we have. And this is the reality of our situation. We just can't